Hi everyone, we're back here with the last micro lecture of the semester, and I'd like to give you a few tips on form and function, so a little bit of grammar detective work. I think a good way to start is simply to go back to your own underlying knowledge of standard English sentence syntax, and you know that so many of our sentences have a subject plus a verb and a direct object. Of course, some can also just have a subject and a verb. So I think being able to have that kind of sentence core confidence and then to layer on top of that all of the sentence modifiers will go a long way to helping you understand form and function. So let's take a few sentences where we're just going to strip them down to the subject verb core. Butch was standing. He could smell the heady scent of rose bushes. So he, subject, could smell, verb, direct object is the heady scent of rose bushes. He turned his head. He, subject, turned, verb, his head, direct object. And lastly, movement caught his attention. The subject there, movement, the verb caught his attention, direct object. That is, of course, a compound sentence. It has two independent clauses, so we can take the second one as well. He chuckled. All right, so I think you see there that if you can get a grasp of the sentence core, then we can start layering some modifiers on top there. So we get Butch was standing on the back porch in the fading light, staring at the early summer garden. And you can probably test yourself there rather readily and see that on the back porch is modifying standing, telling where. In the fading light, also telling where. So those are both working adverbially. They are prepositional phrases. And then we end the sentence with staring at the early summer garden. And normally we would see that, or let's say frequently we would see that at the beginning of the sentence. So it would be staring at the early summer garden, and then clearly you can see that that is modifying Butch. So it's working adjectively there, rather. So the second one, he could smell the heady scent of rose bushes wafting on the slight breeze. There you've got wafting on the slight breeze, which of course is a present participial phrase, but it's modifying the scent here actually. Okay, he turned his head to the right, which is giving us a direction, talking about how he turned, and that of course is working, it's a prepositional phrase, but it's working as an adverbial. Noticing how well their deep red color mixed with the pink of the nearby azalea bushes. Again, a present participial phrase, but it's modifying he, so it's working adjectively. Just to stop and reiterate a principle that I think you already know, that anything that modifies a noun or a noun phrase is adjectival. Anything that modifies a verb or a verb phrase is going to be adverbial. And of course we have scene-setting adverbials, which open up sentences as well. So let's finish this off. Movement by the back stone wall. By the back stone wall there tells us something about the movement. So since it's modifying a noun, it's going to be a prepositional phrase, but working adjectively. Okay, so this movement caught his attention. He chuckled as a squirrel raced up one of the two cedar trees that grew against the wall. And you could take that as a squirrel raced up one of the two cedar trees, and you could put that at the beginning of the independent clause, and I think you would see that that is a kind of scene-setting adverbial. As this thing was going on, he chuckled. Okay, so I think I'm going to post a few more of these on Moodle for you to work with, but really remember that what you want to do is to pluck out of the sentence the word or the sentence element that you're being asked to identify, or that you are simply curious about, or that you are teaching a mini lesson on. So pull that out of the sentence, examine its form, but then put it back into the sentence and look to see the function that it is playing. And that will help you understand both of these ways in which our language is working, both in terms of being able to identify form as well as function. Okay, so look for those examples on Moodle and more about this in class. Thanks for listening.